So when we look at it here, we're looking at the water vapor imagery. You can see that classic signature that Chris was talking about. When you look at a hurricane icon, it's always that filled in circle in the middle with a little curve up top here and a little curve in the back here. And that's exactly what we're looking at now when we look at the water vapor imagery there. So here's the 2 a.m. update from the National Hurricane Center. Winds have decreased to 155 miles per hour, making it a Category 4 hurricane, although it's right on the cusp of being a Category 5. 157 is a Category 5. We've got 155, so just barely a Category 4 from a Category 5 storm. As was mentioned earlier tonight in the 11 p.m. update, we were looking at a storm that has replaced or started to replace its eye and its eye wall, and therefore that typically leads to weakening until the new eye develops, and then the storm will re-strengthen, and you'll see that in the track. It's still moving east at 9 miles per hour. Pressure's come up a little bit to 924, but you'll see here Category 4 right now, but then re-strengthening into a Category 5 storm as it begins that northeasterly turn overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning, and then especially tomorrow afternoon. Now, once it starts this turn, then we're going to get a much better idea of where this storm is going to end up along the west coast of Florida. Until then, the cone remains still pretty wide. All the way stretching from the southern parts of the Big Bend area all the way down to Fort Myers Beach. I mean, it's a pretty wide cone there. Still agreement with the models that it's going to be a Category 3 hurricane, a major hurricane when it makes landfall. So still life-threatening storm surge, gusty winds, very heavy rainfall, and of course the risk for isolated tornadoes, which will stretch all the way across the state. It will start to lose some strength as it moves across Florida, but Florida's fairly narrow, and so it may stay a Category 1 hurricane all the way launching off the east coast of Florida there and into the Atlantic until eventually it starts to fall apart as we get to late in the week and into the weekend way out here to our east. Computer models remain in good agreement. This is the direction it's heading. It's going to make that big turn starting tomorrow up toward the west coast of Florida. Now, a couple things are going to help the storm weaken a bit as it gets closer to the coast. One of them is what we call wind shear. Those are winds that are acting against the storm's ability to maintain its strength. We're going to have some winds coming in from the northwest here. They're going to start to increase as Milton gets farther north, and it's going to disrupt the flow, the circulation of the storm. Other thing is drier air is going to start to get sucked into Milton as it makes its way up to the north. You can really see it right here when we look at the tropical moisture maps and the tropical moisture forecasts. So in the white areas, that's really saturated air. That's a lot of moisture. That's what we have over top of us right now. As you get to some of the darker greens and especially the browns, you're talking about much drier air, and you can see a lot of that across North Florida and across the southeastern U.S. So as Milton works its way up toward the northeast, that circulation, that counterclockwise swirl from Milton starts to drag that drier air around and sucks it up into Milton's circulation. That's going to eat up a lot of the moisture in Milton and cause the storm to start to weaken. That combined with the wind shear that's coming in. So the storm will be moving across the state. It will be weakening. It comes out the other side as a Category 1, and then that drier air really works its way down into Thursday night and Friday and pretty much through the entire weekend. We start to get some moisture back on Monday that starts to come up from the south, but we're looking at much drier conditions, not rain-free, but drier conditions Friday, Saturday, and even into Sunday.